Hi Gemini, it's your honest homegirl Keisha Neek, and this is your intuitive timeless reading. So when you see this reading is for you. Take what resonates, what doesn't, leave for another healing homie. With that said, how I do my readings, I do your intuitive message first, and then I get into your honest talking tarot session. And if you are new to the channel, what's up? How are you? And if you are returning healing homie, what's up, gang? I missed you guys. So let's get into your reading. Well, first let's get into your intuitive message, okay, Gemini? The first thing that I heard when I was shuffling cards for you was they came into your life for a season and for a specific reading. Not reading, meaning. Listen, I promise you, it's always the shadow periods of Mercury retrograde that got me fucked up. So please, if I stutter, if I pronounce something wrong, you know what I'm trying to say, okay? That could be happening to some of you guys as well. But just know Mercury is going direct tomorrow. So all of that stuff should be, as the weeks go. Listen, coast is clear come February, okay? And I know Mercury, you guys are ruled by Mercury, and so is Virgo. So maybe you guys were having some trouble with that. And it's like people were acting like they didn't know what you were talking about, but they knew damn well what you was talking about. It was just coming out all wrong. And I usually try not to do things or have to speak too much during Mercury retrograde because I do have Gemini placements as well, but I'm working through them, okay? I'm working through them because the only way I could get better is by practicing, right? And that's probably something that you guys have to do too. Maybe you have to work on your communication skills so that you can get your point across without having to argue with people, being able to agree and disagree, without having to push your beliefs down somebody's throat. It's like you don't have to talk at people. You got to learn how to talk to people. Many of you guys, you have to understand that you are responsible for your spiritual growth. You are responsible for making yourself a better person. You are responsible for healing yourself. You are responsible for making sacrifices in your life so that you can change for the better. A lot of you guys could have been seeing synchronistic events happening where you may have had like deja vu. You could have ran into the same person 3 times in 3 different places. For some of you, somebody came back during Mercury retrograde, and like I said, they were only around for a season. Okay, they had to either remind you of who you are or remind you of who they were, remind you of how to handle certain situations. Some of you could have been seeing what they call angel numbers, 111, 222, 1111, things like that, randomly. I'm talking about, not because you set your timer for 1111. I'm talking about randomly, you just look at the clock and it's like a triple digit, something like that, like 333 and shit like that. That's letting you know that, your prayers are being answered, okay? The questions that you've been asking will be answered, okay? In due time, things are going to start to connect the dots for you. So definitely after this shadow period of Mercury being in retrograde and going direct, things will start making more sense to you. Think you'll be able to connect the dots a lot better. You'll be able to communicate with your ancestors and spirit guides and God and Allah, whoever you believe in, a lot better. Those messages will be a lot clearer. Some of you guys, there was some karmic things that you had to clean up during this Mercury retrograde, okay? There was a lot of things with either a Taurus, a Capricorn, an Aries, someone that has the letter 𝑇ℎ𝑒ℎ𝑒 in their names. There was some things that just needed to be cleared up in a way, in a sense. It's like if there was miscommunication with someone, it could have been due to you being easily irritated. Like that's something that you need to work on yourself. Maybe a lot of your shadow self was being revealed during the Mercury retrograde and you didn't like it. You may have always just looked at yourself, because remember, you're a twin. You got the good side and the bad side of you, Gemini. So And the thing is, like, everybody has a shadow self, and then they have the lighter side of themselves. But within your personality, naturally, you embody both of them. Okay? You embody both energies, your shadow and your light self, in your personality. So on an everyday basis, you're tapped in and tuned into both of them. The thing is, you may not realize how much of your shadow side comes out and towards people. And a part of your shadow self is you being easily irritated and annoyed and standoffish, and there could have been particular people coming back into your life to remind you, like, hey, you see that right there? Yeah, that right there. You see how you acting and how you talking? Yeah, that right there. That's what you need to work on. That's your shadow self. Okay, is one thing if it's coming out because you truly were in the right and that person was truly in the wrong, and you had to stand up for yourself. And even then, you can stand up for yourself and speak your truth without cursing and carrying on and acting belligerent and acting out and fighting and having a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old. Like, you can do those things without acting like that. You get what I'm saying? For some of you guys, you could have been dealing with a Pisces as well, or with a Scorpio. Certain things just wasn't meant to be, okay? And you may have connected with people from your past that you let go of. And it was honestly, that Mercury retrograde was for you to get closure from those people. Sometimes you don't even get the closure that you need from people, and you have to accept that as well. Certain things was just not meant to be, okay? They wasn't meant to be. Anything that shook up and left, because a lot of times when exes come back around during the retrograde, they come and then they leave, right? It's like they come in and then they leave. Just as fast as they came in, they leave. Okay? Even if it's family, it doesn't even have to be exes. It could have been family members. It could have been old friends, old job opportunities. Like, and you probably are irritated because of the fact that it came and it went. But the thing is, it wasn't meant to be. There was a lesson that you needed to learn real quick, a reminder, okay, of something. And that's it. Take it for what it is. Experience that experience, and then that's it. Because for some of you, y'all think whoever you've encountered during this Mercury retrograde these past couple of weeks, this person was an asshole to you. Thing is, that person wasn't an asshole to you. That person was there to teach you a lesson. Sometimes the best lessons that God will give us come from the most karmic, low vibrational, toxic motherfuckers. Okay? And the thing is, you got to also understand and understand the fact that we could call these people that all we want, but there's a bit of you, your shadow self within them, that they're mirroring right back to you. So if you think that they're an asshole, there's somewhere of an asshole within you too. If you think that they're a liar, there's a liar within you too. If you think whatever you want to think about that person, it's within you too, whether you want to admit it or not. Because you wouldn't be attracting them people if you was on a different type of frequency. Now, would you? And then you got to also encounter the fact that it was Mercury retrograde, and maybe you needed to just speak your truth, but react a different way. Maybe God brought these people back in your life just to test you, to remind you, listen, you can't allow people to get you out of your character. You can't allow people to sit there and push your buttons. You can't allow people to make you easily irritated, because guess what? That was a reminder, God reminding you that you ain't in control of yourself like you think you are. You're not in control of yourself the way you think you are, Gemini. Because if somebody could come into your life after you've brought balance into your life and shake shit up that fast, then you ain't have as much control than you thought you did. And that was the reminder for you to sit there and stand 10 toes down with what you need to do, which is continue working on you. Because one thing's for sure, one thing's for certain, it takes time to learn how to do that. I'm hearing it's hard out here for a pimp. Who's saying that? I'm done. The thing is, it is hard, because the thing is, we're so used to reacting a certain way. We're so used to cursing people out. And if you're from New York, we're disrespectful. Straight like that. New Yorkers, we're disrespectful. We will curse you out. We don't have no patience. We don't got time for it. Like, really? Like, dead ass? You gonna act like that? Like, we're with it. And we ready. We with it and ready for it. Okay? And just because we're with it and we ready for it and we can handle it and deal with it doesn't mean you're supposed to. You're not supposed to allow anybody to get you out of your element. Okay? Now, if you choose to, because that's what you choose to do, then that's different. But somebody coming in and then just messing up everything that you just worked so hard for, no, absolutely not. There's some more work that needs to be done. If somebody could just come in and just shake shit up that fast for you. You should be able to sit there and speak your truth and tell somebody about themselves in the most intelligent way. And it was an insult and just walk away. Like, I had a cousin that used to tell me all the time. She was like, Keisha, you're the only person that I know that could sit there and curse somebody out so politely. And they don't even realize that you sat there and just disrespected them. Like, you have to get to that point. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes your buttons will get pushed. And the thing is, the devil will test you. Just as much as God will test you, the devil will test you. But the thing is, you have to have more self-control, Gemini. Okay? You got to have more self-control. And for some of you, I really feel like you're starting to balance yourself out again. Okay? And some of this is just behaviors. This has nothing to do with other people. This could be behaviors within yourself when it comes to your money, your spending habits, what you invest your time and energy into, your thoughts, okay? So it doesn't have to necessarily be another person. It could literally be your shadow self that you was fighting with this whole Mercury retrograde. Like, I just see two people just boop, 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 boop. The devil and the angel is like this fighting each other in the inside of you. Like, I feel like that's what was going on with you. And sometimes your shadow side will be the asshole that will teach you all the lessons you need to learn. Because honestly, your light side is really something that I don't think it really teaches you too much of lessons. I think it's more so of like a maintenance energy of just staying balanced, being grounded, love and light, treat people how you want to be treated. Is more of like reminders, but it's like, and it's more of your blessings. But your shadow self is your teacher. It's going to put you through the ringer. You're going to go through hell with your motherfucking shadow self. And a lot of times you've been so connected to the darker side of yourself that when you try to tap into the lighter side of yourself, that darker energy within you gets jealous. And you will self-sabotage yourself. And it's literally your shadow self trying to pull you back over there when you need to learn to get your demons in check. Okay? With that said, if that has resonated with you so far, Gemini, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we will get into your Honest Talking Tarot session now. Let's see what we have for self-awareness, Spirit. What do we have for self-awareness for Gemini? We got changes. Drastic changes is happening. Maybe things are happening a little too fast for you. A little bit too fast for your comfort. Let's get self-awareness for Gemini. Let's get family and friends. This came out on the side. Let's get finances. Some of y'all. Love relationships, that came out on the side. So right now we have divine feminine ancestral energy here, spirit guide energy here, okay? You definitely have, I wouldn't be surprised if when we do your homegirl advice, if ancestral healing comes up. I forgot who that came out for before, what sign it was, but I'm hearing softer. Some of y'all got to learn how to be a little bit softer. Some of you guys have always been in survival mode and don't even realize it. So every time you encounter people, you feel like you have to defend yourself. When you get in relationships, you're always worrying about how things can go wrong, and you're preparing yourself for the worst, and you always got an option on the side. And that's because of survival instincts that you're dealing with, Gemini. And that is you're self-sabotaging yourself all the time. Okay? When it comes to self-awareness, your spiritual team wants you to know that it's time to end certain things, aspects about yourself. I'm hearing that you're getting a little too old for it. Okay? The thing is, because with age comes wisdom. And there's nothing wrong with you still having a childlike energy within you, but there's just certain things about you that you just have to mature. And if it has to do with your finances, you need to be more responsible with them. If it has anything to do with your emotions, as you get older, you should learn how to control your emotions. Because some of you, you have temper tantrums like you 9 years old. Or like a 9-month-old. Or a 9-week-old that don't know how to express themselves. All they do is cry and scream. Okay? For others of you, you are aware of the endings that have happened and occurred. You've come to the conclusion that certain things within you need to change. Some of you are aware of it, some of you aren't. Take it how it resonates. But there is a new beginning emerging within you, and some of you could be going through your Saturn return. Some of you guys could be, you could have been doing something for 9 years. Never realized it until now, that this was the behavior that you were carrying around. Some of you, I feel like your spirit guides have shown you something about yourself in a dream. Or through an encounter with someone. And I feel like because you internally know there are endings happening, you went into panic mode a little bit. And your guides were trying to remind you, like, listen, things that come to an end is for realignment. So there was some things that you were probably still holding on to, and Mercury retrograde exposed the things that you were still holding on to that you knew needed to come to an end. And because you was holding on to it, Spirit was like, okay, well, this Mercury retrograde coming up, we going to show you and remind you why these things needed to end. Whether it was in a job, whether it was in a relationship, whether it had something to do with family members, whether it had to do with your finances, whether it had to do with your emotions. There was lessons that needed to end by the time Mercury retrograde was over. Some of y'all got 9 days left to get some shit up and cleaned up. Now, y'all know what it is. Okay? Y'all know exactly what it is that needs to get cleaned up, swept up, and thrown in the motherfucking trash. Some of you, it's your attitude. I'm here and I know I could be a bitch. Some of y'all are actively choosing to be that way. And the thing is, there ain't nothing wrong with it. If that's what the path you want to walk on, well, then you got to also understand that your reactions and how you act towards people, there's always a reaction. And as long as you could take it how you give it up, be my guest. Because I'm hearing from your guides, that's the shit that need to change. You can't be so careless with certain things. You shouldn't be careless with certain things. Especially with yourself. Because the thing is, when you have that mentality, you only hurt yourself. You only hurt yourself in the long run, because you'll start pushing people away, because no man that wants a wife is going to deal with that bitch assness, okay? As far as an attitude and talking crazy to them, no, men want a woman that knows how to control their emotions. It's that simple. They should be able to feel comfortable with how you express yourself. See, most of us, we talk with our hands. We want to talk and curse people out. We want to call people out their name. Especially in New York or somebody from up north. Yeah. We talk with our hands. We talk real aggressive. Okay? We talk at people. And I didn't realize that about my own self until I came down south and saw the difference in mannerisms between people from up north and then in the south. I literally had a Gemini point that shit out to me. It literally was a Gemini in the fucking park. No lie. Told me I was rude as fuck. Straight up disrespectful. You don't know how to talk to people. And I'm like, what? But Northerners, we don't see that because we're so used to that. We've adapted to that because in New York, we have to have survival skills. We got to be on point. We got to watch our surroundings. That's just normal shit to us. That's normal to us. Down south, they chill, they lay back, but don't get it twisted though. Them motherfuckers will shoot you in a heartbeat. Okay? Because everybody carry guns down here. But they know to play nice and to play fair. You respect me, I respect you. We ain't got no problems. But if you get disrespectful, shots fired. You get what I'm saying? Like, so there's something within you that needs to be balanced out. You got to know when there's a time and a place for everything. Now, if you know you're in an environment where people are chaotic, you may be out at the club, a bitch acting stupid, she getting all in your face. Now, once she's in your personal space, you got every right to defend yourself. That's your shadow self protecting you, but in a good way. It's protecting you from harm. It's not because you went out choosing to beef with people. You see the difference? So it's like you have to learn how to when and where to when to act, react, where to react, how to react, like whatever. I can't even get it out. But you know what I'm talking about. Okay? There's a time and a place for everything. A lot of you guys, you know there's something that you're about to receive, but you know deep down inside there's something you got to let go of. You know there's a sacrifice. You know there's a sacrifice there's something you got to let go of to gain something. And it may hurt you. It may hurt your feelings. It may hurt somebody else's feelings. But guess what? Your spirit guides is saying, oh, well, because they've been tired of the shit. But the thing is, this is the biggest lesson that you're going to have to learn, how to let shit go. Once it's expired, and because for some of you, something stayed around past its expiration date. Something definitely stayed around past its expiration date, whether it's within you or with another person or another scenario, an environment, whatever. Something has passed its expiration date. Some of you are stuck. You were traumatized in some way, shape, or form at the age of 9, and that's where you're stuck at. That's where you need to go back to. When you were 9 years old, what happened to you? That's where you need to start your shadow work. Find out what was going on with you at 9. Because that's something that's been buried deep down in your subconscious mind, in that skeleton closet of yours, and that's what's been holding you back. Some of you have been made aware of that recently. And I'm hearing that shit hurt. It hurt because it could have been family here with this emotional card on the side here with family and friends. Some of y'all are real iffy when it comes to family and friends. It's like your emotions turn on and off with them. Like just as fast as you cared is just as fast as you don't give a fuck. For some of you, something happened to you when you was 9 years old and it left a hole in your heart, a void. To where you vowed that you would never love a certain type of way. You vowed that, you hate everybody. There was something that within your family and friend group that has you this way with family and friends. Something happened. I don't know if family allowed a friend of the, like, you know how they got like friends of the family, and back in the day they don't talk about it too much. They didn't talk about it too much. There was family members that knew some shit happened to you with somebody that was a family friend, and that motherfucker stayed around. We not even gonna get into how we got rapists in our fucking family and how they asses is still allowed to come to the fucking barbecues and to the fucking baby showers and the fucking Christmas dinners and shit. Because I'm hearing some of your ancestors is pissed that they even allowed these motherfuckers to stay around. I'm getting heated right now. I'm getting so angry right now. And this could have been what was coming out of you, this Mercury retrograde, and you had no idea that you were stuck in your emotions from when you were 9 years old because of some shit with family. And this is why you look at your family that way. This is why you fuck with them, but you don't really fuck with them. Some of you, when it comes to your family or a friend, it's like you're hurt, but you can't even cry anymore. You can't even cry anymore. You may miss a family member, especially with this ancestor card here. You could have lost a family member or a friend at the age of 9 years old, and you didn't really heal from that. You just went on with life like everything was okay, but that came up, and you're finally getting closure. You're finally healing from that. My heart got lighter as I said that. This could have happened 9 weeks ago. This could have happened 9 months ago, 9 days ago. Your heart is heavy, Gemini. And it's okay to cry. It's okay for you to not understand your emotions sometimes. We all go through that. But there's also a time and a place for when it's time to release those emotions. Because I'm hearing you cared so much. You cared so much. And you don't even know what to do now. Your ancestors love you. And they still love you, even though they may not be in the physical. They still love you. Some of you, you may have family members that's iffy with you. Okay, you also got to remember, too, it's a mirror being reflected between you, your family, and your friends. Okay, so if things are like, it's because of the energy that's being reflected between the two of you. Something has to end. Something has to change in order for there to be, I don't know why I'm hearing the word reciprocity. I don't know. Okay. Now, when it comes to your finances here, a lot of you guys are healing mentally and emotionally. So if you are trying to manifest money, you have to understand that you have to be emotionally stable. You have to understand that you need to be grounded. You cannot sit there and have your mind all over the place thinking that you're going to manifest anything. And when I say money, it doesn't have to necessarily be physical money. It could literally be a promotion at your job, a new job, a business opportunity, you expanding your business, you starting a business. The thing is, things don't manifest. Well, I can't say things don't manifest in chaos because chaos manifests in chaos, okay? And the thing is, like I said, that whole going through hell to get to heaven, some of you have to understand that through that process of elimination, through that process of healing mentally and emotionally, through that process of you, I don't know why, okay, slow down with the messages. Some of you are actually getting Reiki done to clear out your chakras so that you can be able to manifest. So that's something that you may want to do to help you clear out your chakras with Reiki. Or you could be helping people that way. Like you help heal people mentally and emotionally somehow, some way for a living. And at the same time, what you do for them allows them to manifest. You could be like a manifesting coach or looking into that. You could be also looking into how mental, emotional healing and manifestation come together. Okay, because you've been trying to manifest resources somehow, some way, and you're realizing that it has a lot to do with your mental and emotional state. Because sometimes you could sit there. Okay, some of y'all got pissed because y'all guys sat there and tried to manifest some type of resources, and what you got was some chump change. And that was due to your mental and emotional state of being, because you was manifesting out of chaos. Now, if you was mentally and emotionally stable and grounded at the time when you were trying to manifest, you could have manifested $1,000 on a scratch off, or somebody just gifting you some money, or a job opportunity coming through an email. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, some of y'all need to look at your human design, I'm hearing, as well. You knowing your human design could help you a lot and maneuver a lot easier in life if you know your human design. For others of you, when it comes to finances, you just have to change your how you feel. You have to feel it. You got to feel it in your bones that what you are trying to manifest is going to come to you. There's no doubt. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Ain't no might or maybe. You got to feel it and know. Your feeling has to be of knowing that it's coming in divine timing. It's going to come at the right time when you need it the most. Okay? I'm hearing somebody knows how to manifest a lot better with chaos. I'm hearing chaos magic. I don't know nothing about no chaos magic, but if that works for you, then that works for you. I don't know. You let me know in the comments, okay, Gemini? I don't know nothing about chaos magic, but I've heard of it, okay? I'm not really familiar with it. Every time I'm dealing with y'all Gemini energy, I'm always learning something fucking new. Y'all about to have me look it up. Now, when it comes to love relationships, you could be dealing with a Virgo. Some of you guys, you're just iffy about relationships, period. Some of you guys, your ancestors and spirit guides want you to stop being a relationship hopper, and they want you to be by yourself for a little while. Being celibate and single will do you justice, okay? Being within your own energy, because then now you'll know exactly what's going on with you. Because some of y'all need to be celibate to cleanse them energies of other people off of you. Okay? Talking yoni steams. I'm talking phallus steams. I'm talking some good cries in the shower, in the car. I'm talking some therapy sessions. I'm talking a new makeover. I'm talking learning some new vocabulary. I'm talking reading some books, okay? I'm talking grounding yourself. I'm talking spiritual retreats, okay? So that you can really learn to love yourself, okay? For others of you, this is you really going within and asking yourself, do you really love somebody? And the thing is, you're stuck at a question of, I know I love this person, but am I in love with this person? Because there's a difference. You could love somebody. I love my brother. I love my cousins. I love my family. I love my aunt. I love my dad. You know, I love my mom. Like, I love people. That don't mean I'm in love with them. So for some of you guys, you could be stepping back right now, taking a break from love, because for you to really figure out, am I in love with this person? Or am I just infatuated with their potential? Some of y'all put somebody on a motherfucking pedestal that you shouldn't have put on a pedestal. Spirit guides want you to stop putting people on a goddamn pedestal until they've proven to be on one. Someone's potential does not promote them to be held up high like that. No. That gotta stop. Some of you guys are reading up on love. There was a book that I read by Bell Hooks, I believe. It was a red cover. I can't think of the name of that title. But I believe her name was Bell Hook. Let me see if I can find that book for you guys. If you guys want to know anything or get like a reference on a book about love, this is it. I think it was Bell Hook. Bell Hook, All About Love. That's what it was. All About Love by Bell Hooks. Yeah, Bell Hooks. All About Love. That was an eye-opener for me, okay? That I won't recommend nothing that I haven't read myself. And I think I read that book twice a while ago. But it was an eye-opener about loving yourself, about how to love other people. Because how you choose to love people doesn't mean that they want to accept that type of love from you. You got to ask people, how do they want to be loved? And you got to also teach people how to love you. But if you don't know how to love yourself, you won't be able to sit there and teach anybody how to love you. Your shadow self is teaching these people how to love you, not your lighter self. So it's like you got to take a step back and work on you. But let's get some homegirl advice for you, Gemini. And for some of you guys, your shadow self had to tap in and tune into you for you to see certain things about yourself as well. And that was only temporarily. That's not to stay unless you choose to let it stay. We have trust. Okay, you got to trust the process. You got to trust yourself. You ain't going to be able to trust other people until you learn to trust yourself. Being able to trust the decisions that you're making for yourself are the right ones. What have you done for yourself lately? Okay. Some of you could be dealing with daddy issues. All right. A lot of stuff stems from how your relationship with your father. If you definitely didn't have your father in your life the way that you wanted to, you didn't have a good relationship with your father in some way, shape, or form, this is why your relationships with the opposite sex or same sex are the way that they are. They could be real iffy. It's like a love-hate relationship because that's the type of relationship you have with your father. That has to be healed. You have to learn forgiveness to forgive that your father, because some of y'all got to understand, your father not being in your life was a motherfucking blessing in disguise. Because if he was in your life could have been a whole nother type of fucking hell. You probably are coming to that conclusion that it was best that your father wasn't around. Some of you are finally accepting the fact that your father wasn't the person that needed to be in your life. And it was best that they were not. And you had to learn to let it go. And the thing is, you were picking people that reminded you of your father and you didn't even know it. Pay attention to the signs, bitch. Okay? And it's time for you to outperform these bitches. Okay? There's signs and symbols everywhere. Okay? Within yourself, within other people, the music you listen to, the movies you watch. Okay? The experiences you have. A lot of wisdom I've gotten came from children. Literally, children have taught me so much. My journey of healing literally started, well, our journeys have started since the time that we were born, but I became fully aware that I needed to heal from things when I got into childcare. And I realized that those babies were watching me like white on rice. they awakened me to the effect of how the correlation between adults and how adults influence children into becoming the people that they are today and will be in the future. And it made me backtrack to my childhood on what I needed and what I want. I don't know where it cut off at, Gemini, but I ain't even realize your reading was 40 minutes long, okay? But I guess you guys needed it. I wanted to do your affirmation cards and then an ancestor message. We have generosity and wonder, okay? With these cards, you know, this is the energy of what you put out is what you get back. So be generous, okay? Be loving, be kind. And the thing is, your test of generosity is when people aren't good to you, when people aren't nice to you. Because it's easy to sit there and return that negative energy right back to them, but it takes a real soldier. It takes a person of great knowledge, wisdom, strength, power to still, I'm lost for words on how to say it, because it may be hard for you guys to do that right now. You may haven't gotten to that point yet. But when people do you wrong, you don't turn cold. Okay, you don't go out and find somebody new and then treat them the way that the last person treated you. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to be stingy. You don't have to gatekeep. You don't have to do none of those things. As you give, you get. To give more, to get more. Don't stop that flow, okay? And look at life, like I said, like a movie, like a game, okay? And you are just watching things and experiencing things, and you're allowing the good, the bad, and the ugly to be present, okay? But working on how you react to those things, okay? As you work on yourself, life gets better, okay? As you work on yourself, you get better options in love. As you work on yourself, you bring more opportunities your way, better opportunities, better experiences. Doesn't stop you from experiencing the bad, because that's going to be something that will always be the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that's in life. But as you work on your confidence at the bottom of the deck and loving yourself, things get a lot easier. Trust me when I tell you they do. You just got to see it for yourself. But let's get an ancestor message. That came out quick. We have the bush shaman. We live by rituals and prayers, blending in with the bush, kept secrets, and being aligned with nature. So with this, there's certain things that you may have learned from your family. And I did say not to gatekeep, but there are certain things that you need to keep a secret. Like how you do certain things to protect yourself, right? If your grandmother or your great-grandmother or your mother taught you a certain way to do certain things, or taught you how to pray a certain way, you don't share that with people, because that's a form of protection so that you can stay protected. You get what I'm saying? If your grandmother was the type that prayed morning, noon, and night, that may be something that you may want to keep up and pray morning, noon, and night. Prayer doesn't have to be an hour long. Prayer could literally be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, however long you want it to be. Prayer could literally be you saying thank you. Okay, so there's certain rituals, there's certain prayers, spiritual baths, and things like that you got to keep up with. You can't just do it one time and then think that's it. No, spiritual maintenance is a constant thing. Okay? But that was your reading, Gemini. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time.